and we are streaming now. Say stuff. Anything.
Oh, but
Say stuff.
I am saying something.
All right, I'm going to stop. Wait. All right, welcome back, everybody. Today we are beginning a new series on my channel called The Senate. So this is named in honor of Palpatine's line from Revenge of the Sith, "I am the Senate." I thought it would be a good name to call this group. So we are here today with my friend Owen and D&RGW 59, and he and I are going to absolutely obliterate the incompetent
Yeah.
lunatics at Lucasfilm and Disney as for canceling the Obi-Wan show and destroy Rise of Skywalker because the movie is horrible and everybody knows it. They search your feelings, you know it to be true. um, so, anyways,
Nice.
what would you like to talk about first, Orbit? Because we could talk about the Obi-Wan show first because that's just brand new news out of yesterday. And the incompetent lunatics at Lucasfilm apparently failed to write the scripts correctly, so Kathleen Kennedy is apparently rewriting it for them.
Oh.
Yeah. Um, anyways, also, yesterday we also got a ton of pictures of Colin Trevor's or Trevor, I think that's his last name, script for or vision for Star Wars Episode 9. What was supposed to happen was it was actually going to be like for what we've gotten with the Force Awakens and Last Jedi. It looked really cool. Like there were a bunch of pictures and stuff for it. Like apparently Kylo Ren was supposed to fight Darth Vader in a freaking vision or something, and Kylo Ren and Rey would go to the planet Mortis and like have an epic duel of the Fates fight, and Coruscant was gonna be in the movie, dude. Coruscant.
Oh.
Yeah, remember that planet from the prequels?
Yeah, that.
Yeah, that would have been dope, dude, because apparently, like, there was supposed to be some massive uprising against the First Order, and the Coruscant citizens, they were gonna dress up as freaking Empire Imperial stormtroopers and fight the First Order with old Imperial tech and stuff.
That would have been better.
Yeah, it would have. And Rey had a double-bladed lightsaber, too. So. Actually, I'm gonna send you a few pictures of it real quick. Um, so, anyways,
Okay.
where would you like to begin on destroying the current Rise of Skywalker movie? Would you like to begin at the beginning
Uh,
with the horrible opening crawl?
sure.
Okay, so number one, I think it's pretty appropriate to say that the current opening crawl is the worst in Star Wars.
And
It's pretty terribly written, if you ask me.
that,
Wouldn't you agree?
yeah, and it's like it's Palpatine, which is
Yeah,
was not good. The
like,
fact that he's back.
yep. Anyways, so apparently, like the first thing they say is the dead speak. Like, I just want to say, who says that?
Yeah.
Like, who says this? Here we go. I'm gonna watch the opening crawl right now, so we can troll the crap out of it. And also, like, just from my memory, like the line spacing or like the spacing of the letters and words is horrible, dude. It's horrible. I mean,
Oh,
um, don't you remember how like when they put the word revenge, they like oh wait, actually no, actually no, here the word that they actually like really kind of screwed up with the spacing on was sinister, cuz like a threat of revenge in the sinister voice of the late Emperor Palpatine. Like, who says, or I mean, like, the word sinister is honestly kind of poorly spaced, but you know what? Let's not spend a lot of time on the freaking opening crawl because that's not nearly the worst part in the movie.
But okay, well, his excuse for living though is that two abilities many consider to be unnatural.
Yeah,
Like that does not say anything.
it does not, like, at all. Dude, okay, so apparently the Rise of Skywalker Visual Dictionary tells us how Palpatine lived, and, like, okay, so apparently he died, but then some people apparently found his body and they revived it somehow. Do you know
I was
how
thinking,
do you know how stupid this is? Because number one, this he when Anakin threw him down the freaking Death Star ventilation shaft, um, he blew up. He blew up. He got obliterated, like boom. Um,
yeah,
and then the Death Star itself blew up. So might I ask how you recovered his body?
yeah,
Oh, this is such a horrible script already.
yeah,
And we're not even 1% of the way done with this stupid movie. Oh, it's sad.
yeah.
Um, okay, so then the movie, so like right after the opening crawl, the movie moves, goes to Mustafar, and apparently Mustafar has trees and stuff on it. You know, I always
Right.
kind of, yeah. Remember
Yeah,
the planet at the opening, in the opening scene with Kylo Ren killing people on it?
yeah.
That was Mustafar.
That's major climate change.
Yeah, so like I think most people when they think of Mustafar, they think of lava and pits and Anakin burning. But apparently, they apparently it's actually a really nice place with trees and everything.
Yeah, it didn't look half bad.
Yeah. So then, like, Kylo Ren is apparently busy slaughtering some cult people, who are protecting Vader's castle, and they're protecting a MacGuffin, and we're gonna call this MacGuffin number I don't care about this movie. MacGuffin number I don't care about this movie. That's too long. We need something shorter. What should we name it?
Uh, Guffin, don't know.
We're gonna name it MacGuffin Kennedy. Yeah, in honor of Kathleen Kennedy.
Yeah,
um, so MacGuffin number Kennedy is apparent. Then Kylo Ren gets MacGuffin number Kennedy from killing these people apparently, and he uses this to go to the freaking planet of Exegol. So while he like jumps out of hyperspace near this space cluster of poisonous stuff that'll blow up his ship if he touches it or something. I don't know. I don't entirely understand that. But for the sake of this video, because I don't know what to call this, and I have no respect for this movie because Lucasfilm has no respect for Star Wars, we're going to call this the Space Diarrhea.
okay.
So so Kylo Ren takes his ship through the space diarrhea. And right when he gets out of it, the idiots at Lucasfilm apparently cannot film a shot correctly because you can very clearly see that Kylo Ren could have just gone above the space diarrhea. Like, do you remember that?
I don't remember too much of that, but
Well, you remember like how he had to pass through the space diarrhea stuff, right?
yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, well, like right when he jumps out of that, like there's it's pretty clear at the top of the screen that he could have just gone around it because like there's no space diarrhea at the top of the screen, so he could have just gone over it, and it's like, why didn't you
Wow.
do this? And so then Kylo Ren arrives on Exegol, and J.J. Abrams apparently really wanted to make people scared of Palpatine because because like I think there's a freaking epilepsy warning on the movie because like
Yeah, yeah, there is.
dude, there's so many flashing lights when he gets to Exegol, like seriously.
Yeah. It's
So then Kylo Ren apparently goes down some shaft with a bunch of statues of ancient Sith lords surrounding him. Um,
yeah,
and Palpatine confirms that he was Snoke all along. He's like, I have been every voice inside your head. And also
yeah.
Vader's voice plays there too for some reason. And remember that, by the way, because I'm gonna talk about that later in the movie. So remember that Vader's voice played right there. Um,
Okay.
so then he apparently walks into some chamber where Palpatine has been cloning Snoke. Yeah, so Palpatine has been cloning Snoke, apparent or like versions of Snoke, and like this sets up a lot of questions. Like, what? Because Snoke, from what we know, was incredibly powerful in the Force. Um,
Yeah.
although he was completely oblivious to the fact that Kylo Ren was turning a lightsaber to kill him.
Yeah.
um, but like, imagine it. Like, so you're cloning an army of Snokes. Like, why don't you release all the Snokes upon the galaxy? Wouldn't they take control of the galaxy? Because they're pretty powerful.
Yeah.
Especially with that gigantic fleet of star destroyers that you have, Mister Palpatine. What are
Yeah.
you thinking? Like, really?
So like there's a Death Star on each of the Star Destroyers,
Yeah,
but the Death Star had to be on a planet with like a bunch of the kyber crystals.
yeah, yeah. So like, what? Wait, actually, that brings up a good point. Like, where did Palpatine and his cult followers get all the kyber crystals to power the Death Star cannons on each of the thousands of destroyers that they had?
Yeah, that's a very good question.
Yeah, like okay, hold the whole Star Destroyer thing, like at the opening scene, is so mind-boggling, stupid, and confusing. Like this begs so many questions. Like, how on earth did you get the materials to build a fleet this gigantic without anybody at all noticing?
Yeah, I mean, well, like it was a hidden planet, but still, that's not.
Yeah, yeah, but like, how are you? Like, I don't think the planet itself had the materials to build that. Like, what planets are you
Yeah,
getting these materials from, and how is somebody not noticing this? Like,
I,
there are thousands of Star Destroyers in that fleet. Like, how does somebody not notice this? Like, anybody at all?
yeah,
I mean, especially considering the fact that Luke Skywalker was looking for the planet and the New Republic existed for a while. But the New Republic, as shown in The Force Awakens, was really incompetent. Hilariously incompetent.
yeah,
Uh, okay, so anyways, Palpatine. So let's get back to the scene. Palpatine says that he died once, and then that the dark side of the force is a pathway to many abilities some consider to be
yeah,
unnatural. So that entire prequel line is literally the entire explanation that we get in the movie for how he survived. We don't get any other explanation. That is so
yeah,
stupid. Like what? Like
yeah,
why would they explain how he survived in a book and not in the freaking movie? Because this is kind of like something everybody wants to know, and most people are not gonna read the books.
yeah. That's like they have movies planned for Star Wars and
Y-
more of them. I hope that they like maybe make a Palpatine one
Huh?
to explain how that works.
Yeah. Yeah. Honestly, I mean, I personally don't want them to make any more movies like after Episode 6 because I just want to forget about the sequel trilogy and the fact that it exists.
That's
Um,
true.
yeah. Like, can we retcon the whole sequel trilogy and redo it? Like, it needs to die. Including The Force Awakens. The Force Awakens is a very bad
Yes.
movie, and it does not get the hate that it deserves for ruining Star Wars. Um,
Yeah.
but we're not talking about The Force Awakens today. So, anyways, Palpatine says that he can give Kylo Ren everything, and he apparently uses he just lifts his hands up and makes this whole thing look super easy. He uses his hands to like make thousands of Star Destroyers come out of the floor.
Yeah.
It's actually so stupid because one of the things that the movie does is like to showcase that like before he heals himself up, he is very clearly a lot weaker than what he normally was. I mean, he had that what do you call it? He had that stand thing to float him around everywhere. It's like he's very clearly
Yeah.
weaker than what he was in episode 6. How can he do this?
Yeah. How?
It's like this
He.
makes zero sense at all. Um so like then Kylo Ren is like, "Okay, what do you want?" or something like that, and Palpatine's like, kill the girl, kill Rey. But beware, she is not who you think she is. It's like, that's a horrible Palpatine voice impression, but,
Yeah.
um, but it's kind of like, okay, wow, this might be setting up for a somewhat interesting reveal later on in the movie. I just wonder what that could be. um,
Yeah.
so then right after that, we jump to like where do we jump again? I think the movie transitions to our heroes busy going to some ice planet that is not Hoth, people. It's not Hoth.
Yeah.
I mean, it isn't because it's a huge crystal planet, but it's actually kind of an interesting planet idea, I guess. And apparently, our heroes are busy trying to extract some or get some information from a spy who has found out that Palpatine is alive and his fleet of Star Destroyers are going to be attacking the galaxy in 16 hours. Um,
Well,
so
he
literally,
was. Yeah.
yeah, you go on.
He was just like waiting all this time, and it says, "Oh,
Yeah,
16 hours."
yeah, yeah.
Wow.
uh, um, so like literally right after they get the information, like I don't know how many TIE fighters it was. It was a lot. You can tell. Also, in this movie, they go flat out insane with the CGI. They are
Yes.
going crazy with it at every second. I swear, they are. It's like, a good movie knows how to use CGI well, and like
Yeah.
actually like not go freaking crazy with it all. But this movie does not know how to do that at all.
And they just when they I applauds to anyone who can count all the ships in this movie.
Yeah, I agree. Um, so like, we're just gonna say 100 Tie Fighters because that's probably the number. So 100 Tie Fighters come in and attack the Millennium Falcon, and like our heroes pull something called light speed skipping. Yes. So
Yeah.
this raises a lot of questions, like, because they just quickly jump from planet to planet, and also, and they're followed by the Tie Fighters. Which, okay, let me go into something about the Tie Fighters. Tie Fighters have never had a hyperdrive.
Yeah.
How how are they following the freaking Millennium Falcon? Do they have hyperdrives now?
Apparently.
I mean, like, the movie doesn't care to make us aware of that. You would think it would want to do that, considering that's like a really important thing. Since everybody's
Yeah.
used to them not having hyperdrives, except for like Vader or something. Um, But anyways, so like also another question here is like how close together are these planets that you're jumping to? Cuz like those planets have to be pretty close to like be able to get there at that quickly, right?
Yeah.
Like um cuz like wouldn't the planet like cuz like um usually planets cuz like it takes a long time to like get to planets even through hyperdrive and stuff.
Yeah.
Uh, like even the Force Awakens is aware of that.
Yeah.
Cause so like we're gonna have to assume that we're gonna have to assume that these planets are all like super close together. Wouldn't you agree?
Uh, you cut out there for.
Oh, we're gonna
Oh,
have so like we're gonna have to assume that these planets are all like super close together.
uh, okay.
Don't you think so?
That we have to assume that.
Yeah. Um. So like pretty much where does the movie jump to after that? Oh, I think our heroes somehow get
They're at the planet,
they're at
like
the
meeting up with Ray and having the argument.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Like no, so like the scene then transitions to like Ray busy training and no. Ray is floating in the air meditating.
Yeah.
She's like 20 feet off the ground by the way, and there's like a whole bunch of freaking rocks floating around her and she's just acting like she's like the most powerful idiot to ever exist or
Yeah.
something. um it's like, dude, I kind of wonder if even Yoda or Anakin could do this.
Yeah. Like, I saw like Luke, even after like a while Luke was doing, he was having trouble lifting up the
Yeah,
rocks and things.
yeah. And Luke died from exhaustion. Oh, by the way, that leads me to another point. It was later revealed that Luke actually didn't have to die in the Last Jedi. He just died.
Oof.
They killed Luke motherfudging Skywalker off when he could have lived.
Like,
Um, Disney?
excuse me, what? He died?
Yeah, like what? What? Like you know who Luke Skywalker is, right, Disney? Like everybody loves him. So, um pretty much pretty much Luke Skywalker is dead for no reason and Leia has to train or no, actually real quick hey Ryan Johnson, how you doing, buddy? I know you must really hate this movie, right? um so
Oh yeah.
so Leia is apparently a Jedi all along, and it's like actually
Yeah. Oh
ridiculous.
yeah.
Like I don't know why it would do that though, or I mean like. So, hold up. So the way they do it is super odd, but we're gonna talk more about that later because like the movie will go into detail about that later, and it gets super ridiculous. Um, but another thing I want to point out is Anakin's lightsaber is magically repaired. They don't bother to show
Yeah.
this. It's just back. This is probably the first example of Rise of Skywalker busy retconning the Last Jedi into oblivion because Luke's
Yeah.
lightsaber, like Anakin's lightsaber, was destroyed in Last Jedi, and now it's back. And so you can clearly tell that Ryan Johnson is busy trying to fix some of, or Jar Jar Abrams is trying to fix some of Ryan Johnson's screw ups. So,
Yeah.
um, So then Ray trains and apparently she causes a tree to fall over on BB-8 and she's apparently like super frustrated during her training too, and there's not really any reason for it either. Like she's just mad, like for some odd
Yeah.
reason. Um,
What, she just like
like
for training to try and hit something, but she couldn't.
yeah, like she's Mary Sue. She's not gonna turn to the dark side. Um,
Yeah.
and so next, Poe and Finn get back on the get back to we're just gonna call this not this planet not Endor, cause
Okay.
like I swear to God these idiots have no creativity whatsoever, dude. Like every planet looks the same as some other planet in this in Star Wars, dude. I swear,
Yeah.
at least in this trilogy. Gosh. Um, they cannot give us what we want, can they?
Yeah.
Poe gets mad at Rey for damaging BB-8, even though BB-8 is actually perfectly okay.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure the Falcon is somewhat damaged. And apparently, like, oh, like a little before this, Poe, like Chewie made some comment about how Ray should have been in the freaking or like no, Poe says that Ray should have been with them uh in the Falcon because apparently Ray is the best pilot ever now. Poe was kind of already the best pilot in the Resistance, but I guess we just have Mary Sue here who's a freaking hacker, dude, and she can be
Yeah.
freaking amazing at everything she does. Wow. um So they fight
Like
for,
she hasn't been trained at all.
yeah, like she's barely ever flown a freaking ship. Or no, 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 she's flown a ship before. I remember, like in The Force Awakens, she flew a ship for the first time, and she was magically super amazing at it. Like what?
Yeah.
Um. What happens next in the movie? I forgot. This movie is horrifically boring, and I don't really care to remember it. But what happens next?
Study or something.
Study?
Like she has to do. She can't go on the mission for some reason. I can't remember why.
Yeah. Um. Also, why are you doing the call on your phone?
I'm not.
Oh, because it shows you on your phone. Discord shows you on your phone. Lol. Okay, so let's see. So Ray talks to freaking Leia, and she says something like, I haven't earned your brother's lightsaber, so I will earn it someday, and yeah. Oh, and then she also apparently has the sacred Jedi texts. I'm trying to do a little
Oh yeah.
Luke Skywalker impression there from The Last Jedi. Um, the sacred Jedi texts. And I don't know how she got these. Like, are these Jedi texts like the ones from the planet that Luke was on? Because in The Last Jedi, Yoda kind of blew those up, and Ray didn't take them out before. Ray never took them out before Yoda did that, um, and like I've seen people try to argue that she did, but my counter argument to that is the movie literally never shows us that. So if she did, that only causes more plot holes in the movie and makes a lot of things really stupid. But okay. Um, so with the sacred Jedi texts, she flips through the book and finds something about a MacGuffin that she needs to get to Exegol, so she can kill Palpatine. And
Yeah.
so then she talks to Leia, and I think this is actually the part where she says that she's not worthy to have or no, that was before that. So then like Leia and her hug, and like they like know it's gonna be the last time they see each other. Um, and Rey is about to cry. Kind of interesting.
Yeah.
So considering like her and Leia have had like very little interaction throughout this whole trilogy. Um, so then
Like
uh,
they just like work together to like try and fight people. They haven't really done anything else.
yeah, you know, actually, that makes me think of something. Why doesn't Leia go with them? Because she's a Jedi. Like,
Yeah.
what? You know, you're going to fight the most powerful Sith Lord in to ever exist. Why are you not coming?
It was like the only descendant of or whatever of Anakin.
Yeah. It's like, okay, so then apparently okay, so then Finn, he asks Rose Tico to come with them, but Rose Tico says nah. So Finn, Poe, C-3PO, and Rey, as well as BB-8, I think, leave aboard the Millennium Falcon to go to a desert planet that we're going to call Not Jakku. Um,
Yeah.
so I don't know why R2D2 doesn't come with them. You know, this kind of is reflective of a little point of mine. Like R2D2 has like been in very little of the sequel trilogy. He's done a few important things like supplying the rest of the map to find Luke, but he has been in very little of these movies, and it annoys me. It really does.
Yeah.
Um,
Like he was a big part of Anakin.
yeah, and like it's like, oh boy. So anyways, they get to not Jakku, and apparently there is some festival happening that only happens once every 42 years. Wow,
Yeah.
what incredible freaking luck! You just somehow managed to get to this planet on the exact day, exact hour, exact time that they are having this very rare festival. And it's like, I know that's a reference to like Star Wars being around for
Yeah.
42 years, but that doesn't change the fact that it's stupid. So then they go into the crowd to search for the MacGuffin, I think. And like one of the villagers puts a necklace around Ray's neck. Um and it's kind of interesting if you ask me. um cuz like Mary Sue is busy or like cuz this is remember this cuz this is going to be important later on. And it's actually going to be horrifically
Okay.
stupid. Uh, uh, so, anyways, hold up, let me change my stats. There we go. So, anyways, um, what happens after that? I can't remember.
They can fly now.
Oh, yeah, that. So, like, a little before that, like, apparently they just randomly run in. Oh, wait, no. So, like, apparently the First Order. No. So Kylo Ren calls Rey on Skype. Um, they just have a Skype call. And Kylo Ren grabs the necklace off of her and has it scanned, and he magically knows where this necklace came from. You know, it could have come from literally anywhere, but they just happened to find not Jakku, and yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. That's just
It's almost like this entire script relies entirely on luck.
also stumble upon Lando, which like is like remember him? He's in the other movies.
Yeah, yeah. Um, like I don't know, like, so like kind of like okay, so Lando he shoots a stormtrooper with a bow and arrow, and there is now a dead stormtrooper in the middle of this festival and nobody cares. Like nobody at all notices.
Yeah.
He literally has an arrow coming out of his head, and nobody cares. So then Ray, Finn, blah blah blah, and Chewie go and meet up with Lando in some vehicle, and in about one of the only good scenes of the movie, Lando hugs Chewie, and it's actually a really nice moment. Won't be getting very many good
Yeah.
moments like this in the rest of the movie.
Yes.
So like, what are your thoughts on the movie so far? We've covered probably about like 20% of it.
Oh. So first of all, Palpatine comes back, which is that's not goodness. And knock off planets. They've introduced so much new stuff that's like making no sense.
Yeah.
And this is supposed to be the last movie, so it should answer all the questions, or
Yeah.
not
Yeah.
not set up for more new movies.
Yeah. So, pretty much like right after that, the First Order arrives on not Jakku, and our heroes run for their lives apparently. Although Lando leaves for some reason. I don't. Where does Lando go again? Because he's not with them when they have the they fly now moment.
Uh, I have no idea.
um. So Lando just leaves, and the First Order chases our heroes, and you guys all have probably heard of the "They Fly Now" scene because that was horrendously mocked when it was released on the internet, and it's kind of funny.
Yeah.
Uh, um, so like also those First Order speeders that they have, I kind of like them, but it's like then again, like why are you using speeders with treads? Like, do you not have any
That's
better
true.
speeders? Also, why weren't the stormtroopers flying to begin
Kylo
with?
Ren wanted them.
Um, so then our heroes get blasted apparently, and their little thing blows up, and they get stuck in some quicksand. They pretty quickly dispatch the remaining stormtroopers though, because they can't be beaten. But
Yeah.
then they sink into the quicksand, and Finn wants to tell Rey something, which literally is never said in the rest of the movie. You would think something like that would eventually be said, but no, no,
Yeah.
nope. They don't want to say it. This is so dumb. Um,
Yeah.
and it's kind of like
I
um,
think I saw something about J.J. Abrams saying what it would have been is like that Finn could feel the Force or something.
yeah, yeah. It was supposed to be about Finn being force sensitive, and that's actually somewhat teased later on in the video, or I mean later on in the movie. Um but but seriously, um it was like I don't where am I again? I can't remember.
Yeah,
Oh,
they just well, so first of all, so they just had the 1 in 42 year chance or whatever to find that thing, and then they also just so happened to land in the quicksand
yeah. Yeah.
battle to find the clue.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah. That's where
She
the
like
clue is. Yeah, that's where the third MacGuffin is. And oh, wait. Like real quick before they sink into the quicksand or something, they find Uchi's ship, and Uchi is the person who killed Rey's parents, and he's like a Jedi assassin, or like he assassinates Jedi, I guess. I don't know. Um, and Uchi is apparently got killed by some monster, and that's kind of funny considering the fact that Uchi is a Jedi assassin or something. At least that's what I heard. Also, we have a comment, by the way, on the live stream. It says Leia could not fight
hello someone.
because Carrie Fisher died prior to filming the final movie. All her scenes were stock footage. That's not actually entirely true. They CGI'd a lot of scenes with Leia in it.
Yeah, and when did she die?
She died in like 2017, I think.
Oh, huh.
Yeah, yeah. They used a lot of CGI in for Leia. Honestly, they should have kept Luke alive and killed Leia in The Last Jedi. That would have made the most sense,
They should
considering
have.
the fact that Mark Hamill is still alive and he can actually do stuff.
Yeah.
Um, but
They should have revealed that Leia is a Jedi or something, and she would have saved the day and then died.
yeah, yeah, that would have been a good.
Or
That would have
Hawkins.
that would have been a good ending for her in The Last Jedi. But nope, Mister Soccer Ball headed Ryan Johnson just
Yeah.
did not want to do this. So illogical. Anyways, so like our heroes, they fall into the pit and they find Uchi's remains. We're gonna call him Uchi the Wise. No, that's complimenting him. I'm gonna call him Uchi the Screw You. No noise, please. Um, So Uchi the Screw You. No, actually, nah, I don't like that. We're gonna call him Darth Uchi. That's simpler and better. Darth Uchi apparently
Yeah.
got killed by this monster thing, and uh Rey finds the monster and she force heals it. And
Oh
then
yeah.
and then the monster freaking hits a like moves away, and then when he knocks over some stuff, it opens up a path for our heroes to escape. Gee, it's almost like this movie has the plotting of a video game. Like that's literally what's happening, dude. Like that this is a literal plot of a video game.
Yeah.
Like I don't know why they would do this. It's such a bad idea. Um or like I mean I don't know. So then also let's hope that they don't use force healing anywhere else in the movie, because maybe force healing just works on animals, because if it worked on humans that wouldn't screw up literally every death in Star Wars ever, would it? um
Yeah.
so what happens after that? I think our heroes, they
They
find.
oh Force lightning without training or
Oh yeah. That. Our heroes, they get back to their ship. And the Knights of Ren apparently find Chewie and capture him. And Chewie like goes down without a fight. I guess I don't know. It didn't make much sense. But so then Rey, she sees that, or like no, actually, she doesn't see that. She just walks off into the desert because she sees Kylo Ren coming at her with in his starfighter, and it's like, Kylo, why are you not diving at her? Why are you literally riding right on the floor? Like this does not make
yeah.
sense.
And
Um,
why is he just like he just tried to ram her, which like would not make sense.
He doesn't even shoot at her while he's
Yeah,
trying to ram her. Like, what? This is so illogical. Like, and then Ray apparently calms herself real quick, and Mom, come on. She just jumps over the freaking TIE fighter and slices it in half apparently, and then like Kylo's cockpit just um like spins out of control and completely blows up. You would think that something like this would kill Kylo Ren or at least severely injure him, but as we'll find out later in the movie, he's perfectly okay because the plot needs
yeah,
him to be okay. Um,
yeah.
can you leave? Um,
Yeah. I like there's like a consistent redoing of deaths.
yeah, yeah. And then so like Ray tries to use the Force to stop a the transport that Chewie is on from leaving. And this begs the question why Mrs. Ray, we already know that Ray is like the most powerful person like to ever exist. So couldn't Ray just use the Force to like damage its thrusters or like engines or something and the ship would be forced to land or something? Um I guess
Yeah,
not. So then Kylo attempts to use the Force to push the ship away from her, and and then like Rey gets mad and uh, just randomly out of her hands, Force lightning comes out and blows up the ship, killing Chewie, and it gets an
yeah,
instant reaction from from all the major characters except for Kylo. Uh, Finn screams. Ray looks like she's about to cry, and it's just the scene is just so monumentally bad. All I have to say is, what the fudge? Like literally, uh, cause like there's so many problems with this scene. I don't even know where to begin. Number one, Force lightning. How does Force lightning blow up a ship? Like,
oh yeah. Like it was like it could be deflected to Luke Skywalker and he didn't die.
yeah, like you would think that um uh you would think it would you would think that um like you would think that if like force lightning could blow up a ship, it could blow up a human, but no, apparently it can't.
Uh, and it was super quick as well.
Yeah. Yeah, it was. Like, and also like the fact that Ray can just use force lightning is so monumentally plot holiest. Um it creates so many plot holes. Like, how
Yeah,
can you use force lightning with literally no training to do so? Anakin Skywalker could not use force lightning even when he turned to the dark side and even before he Obi-Wan sliced him in half and everything. Like
yeah,
Anakin is the most has the most metachlorians of any person to ever exist, and he apparently can't use force lightning even though he has a crap ton of training as a Jedi and Rey doesn't. It's like, what the fudge?
yeah.
Um so then
And
apparently
it's I thought like I know that a lot of people probably thought that it was because she was a Palpatine, but it's not because I know Count Dooku can.
yeah. Yeah, yeah, pretty much. Um Honestly, it's kind of like how is this possible? So like then Kylo Ren for some reason doesn't pursue Rey. and her friends. He just lets them go for some odd reason. So they fly
Yeah.
away, and they're being tracked by the Knights of Ren. Um, so they get to a planet called Kajimi, which is an ugly as heck planet, by the way.
Yeah.
Like seriously, it just looks so horrible. Um, so they meet up with Poe's girlfriend. And apparently Poe was a smuggler or like a pirate before joining the Resistance or something. Um,
Yeah.
and it's kind of like, what? Okay. Not the worst thing in the film, but not like it makes any sense either. So then they talk and they go down and meet Babu Freak, who apparently C-3PO apparently needs to like have his entire memory wiped to be able to read Sith, which is the language of the frickin' dagger that that they had, or the MacGuffin dagger. Yeah.
But
Um,
yeah, because he was pro programmed. Say it.
yeah. Yeah, and like this is kind of interesting, and 3PO sacrifices himself, so Babu Freak gets rid of his memory and he reads Sith, and then forgets everything, and now our heroes know exactly where to go. But before they can leave, Kylo Ren Skype calls Rey. Oh wait, no, that's not when
Called
that
into
happens.
his.
No, so like, apparently the First Order ship is like right above Kajimi with Kylo Ren, because apparently they tracked them there, and the Knights of Ren are there too. By the way, they don't do anything, but they're just there. So Rey senses that Chewie is alive, and why Rey didn't sense Chewie was alive when she blew up the transport earlier, I don't know. Um, but so then Rey and her friends take some first order token from Poe's girlfriend, and they get onto the ship, and they actually end up not even needing the token. It's like they just have it. It's one of the most pointless things ever invented in Star Wars.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was expecting them to sneak in to the somewhere.
Yeah. Yeah. But so pretty much like they like as soon as they land, they quickly blast two stormtroopers and they just start running in and killing literally everybody. I don't know how the entire ship isn't alerted to their presence. Like, and also like in A New Hope, our heroes actually devised a plan that was to like be able to get on board the Death Star and not alert everybody there. They dressed up as stormtroopers. Maybe if our heroes were somewhat intelligent, they would do the same thing here. Cause like going in and blasting everybody is a great way to get shot. um,
Yeah.
uh, so then, Ray senses where where the MacGuffin is. Or MacGuffin number, or the MacGuffin that Kylo got. Yeah, yeah. Um, from Mustafar. So then,
Oh yeah.
Ray goes and gets the frickin' MacGuffin, and she goes and then Kylo Ren Skype calls her.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Actually, you know what? No, Kylo Ren didn't Skype call her. He called her on Google Hangouts.
All right.
So then they have a fight through Google Hangouts. So apparently you can reach through your computer's screen now and just start swinging lightsabers at each other. It's like yeah. um,
and you can objects, but not other objects.
yeah, and it's like, it should have been really obvious where Ray was, because she was literally holding the MacGuffin, the MacGuffin. Oh wait, no, she was holding the dagger, which she got from Kylo Ren's ship. Okay, wait, so I'm confused here. So Kylo Ren apparently still has the MacGuffin from Mustafar, and Rey apparently lost the dagger that she got from not Jakku, and Kylo Ren had it on his
Yeah.
ship, and uh, she's holding it while they're fighting. So you would think that Kylo Ren would easily notice where the frick Rey is. And then so they fight for a bit, and then they knock over Vader's mask. Um,
Oh yeah.
oh wait, actually, hold up. I need to come back to something like right when Kylo Ren enters Kajimi, he puts his hand on Vader's mask, and he experiences some Force vision of him killing Han, and then a bunch of other things. Um, and this is so stupid because it would be okay, but the problem is Palpatine said a line earlier saying that he has been every voice in Kylo Ren's head, including Darth Vader. Um,
Oh yeah.
so isn't this a vision from Palpatine?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Uh, I mean, doesn't really tell us.
Yeah. Yeah. um, so pretty much so then they continue. So then Kylo Ren notices where she is, but also apparently our other heroes Poe and Finn got captured, and Poe got shot in the arm. And so they're about to be executed with Chewie. Until General Hux decides to betray the
Yeah.
First Order and shoot the stormtroopers and help them escape. His reason.
Which is also like that's weird because he was the guy in Force Awakens who like said this is the day of the or the day of the First Order when we'll like become most powerful or something, whatever he said, with the army and stuff. Well, before they launch the uh, Starkiller base laser, and he just decides to betray everyone. Like what?
Yeah. Yeah. Um, so then, so like his entire reason for betraying the First Order is the fact that he doesn't like Kylo Ren.
Yeah.
Yep, that's it. Hit literally losing his entire career, possibly his life. Um, yeah, yeah, pretty much. So all because he hates Kylo Ren.
That's it. I
Oh,
mean,
also, a while before this in the film, Kylo Ren has a temper tantrum, cause like he's having some meeting with Hux and some other losers, another loser named General Pride, and like one of the officers asks him what Palpatine wants in return for giving the First Order this gigantic fleet, and Kylo Ren for some reason just entirely flips out and force strangles the guy on and has him up on the ceiling. And by the way,
yeah,
the
that makes no sense.
yeah, that was so stupid. It honestly looked like it was trying to appeal entirely for kids with with the face that the
Yeah.
officer was making. Um, it was like, why do you do these things, script? Why? Um, so pretty much okay, so then General Hux asks oh wait, no. So Poe and Finn they find the Millennium Falcon, and then Hux asks Finn to shoot his leg, so that way it looks like he was trying to stop them. This is horrendous writing because no because earlier in the film they made sure to point out that the fact that there were cameras literally everywhere on the ship. So, you would think that those cameras, unless they just malfunctioned for some freaking reason, um, they
Yeah,
that they would actually pick that up. So it's kind of
that
like,
made no sense.
yeah, yeah, like I don't know. Um. So, anyways, so then, Ray joins up with our heroes again, and uh, Kylo Ren is there, and he tells Ray that she was a
Yeah,
Palpatine, that her parents were actually nobody, but her grandfather was Creamy Sheev himself.
yeah,
Which means that one of Rey's parents was Palpatine's offspring. You following along here?
you just cut out a lot.
Oh, so one of Rey's parents was the son or daughter of Palpatine.
Yeah,
What the fudge? What? So
I,
okay,
wa- I was thinking like maybe it was like he knows how to make snow, so because and now he could just make his son and daughter
yeah,
out of nowhere. But otherwise, that means he hooked up or something.
yeah.
'Cause, um, uh,
Oof. Yeah, so apparently freaking okay, so this causes another plot hole. So apparently, so why wasn't Palpatine's offspring super powerful? Cuz Rey is freaking powerful as heck. So why wasn't her father or mother like and if her father and mother was the offspring of Palpatine, then that would mean that they were actually somebody, not nobody.
that's true.
So none of this makes any sense. I'm okay. You know what? Hope I need to close my eyes real quick and try to think because this movie is so hard to understand. Uh,
All right.
meditate, meditate, meditate. Screw this movie.
Yeah.
um. So, anyways, the Millennium Falcon leaves and Rey jumps off the ship and escapes with it. And Palpatine apparently decides to leave a voicemail for Kylo Ren. Um, no, actually,
Yeah.
Palpatine texts Kylo Ren, and he tells him something. Remember that? Like, it was when Kylo Ren was aboard the Star Destroyer, and uh, Palpatine's voice came on right away,
Wait.
or like,
Okay.
yeah. Do you remember what he said?
Oh.
Darn, I don't either. So like I swear this whole script is so hard to understand. Um, and Okay, so then apparently, Palpatine texts Kylo Ren, and Kylo Ren texts him back. Palpatine texts him again. Kylo Ren responds, and Palpatine responds again, and something yada 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 yada. So then, um, uh, what happens after all that? I think Rey and our heroes go to the Death Star. Yeah, they go to the remains of the Death Star, right?
Um,
Like, remember that? Remember how they went to the Death Star?
you're cutting out.
Oh, frick. Do you remember how Rey and her friends went to the went to the Death Star? Hello?
Oh,
Can you hear me?
hello.
Hello? Hello? Oh, frick. I'm gonna.
Is it because
Can you hear me?
streaming?
Can you
I
hear me?
can like hear maybe half a second of you.
Huh. All right. Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can. Yes, I can.
Okay. So, anyways, do you remember how Rey and her friends went to the Death Star?
The-
Remember that the remains of the Death Star?
oh yeah, and they stand in a specific spot
Yeah.
to find it.
Yeah, yeah. So, what happens is, Rey, the Millennium Falcon crashes, and apparently its landing gear is unusable. Um, so Rey stands in a very specific spot and aligns the dagger with some other thing, and finds out where they need to go on the Death Star.
Yeah,
What? Huh? Do you know the sheer level
yeah,
of freaking luck that this script is relying on? Like, you have to stand in that exact spot to get that and look at the Death Star at that exact angle to be able to find out where you need to go. If they had stood anywhere else, they would not have known where to go, and Palpatine would have won.
yeah.
This is so stupid. I swear.
But they also they had help from another stormtrooper.
Yeah. Yeah, so apparently some other stormtrooper defected from the First Order, and like her entire legion did as well, and she tells Finn this. Then they tell Rey not to cross the ocean and go to the Death Star because she'll probably die. But Mary Sue chooses not to listen anyways, and apparently, despite being from a desert planet, she knows how to pilot a boat. Um, so then, she gets
Yeah,
aboard. She gets aboard the Death Star, and she finds the MacGuffin. And has a vision of Darkside Ray. Darkside Ray
oh
hisses at
yeah.
her.
They did. Saw someone be like, why do we put this in? Because we can put it in the trailer.
Yup. Yeah, yeah. Like,
Like I don't think that has anything to do with anything. Like it's just something that's there.
yeah. Do you remember how Ray how Darkseid Ray snarled at freaking Ray? Do you remember that?
Like how they were kind of.
Or hissed?
It,
Like, imagine some horror film,
yeah, yeah.
and yeah, that's pretty much what happened right there. It's that
And
dumb. This script is so terrible. So then, but apparently Kylo Ren also found the Death Star too, because Kylo Ren just knows where Rey is literally at every moment. um,
Yeah.
so then, apparently, so then like, Kylo Ren uses the Force to grab the MacGuffin, and she destroys, or I mean, he destroys the MacGuffin.
Hello, everyone.
Oh shit! I didn't mean to do that. Um, there we go. Oh, imagine people are watching this and then like they just hear like hear some video about anime or something. um. So, anyways, freaking Kylo Ren and Rey fight, and this is the worst choreographed lightsaber fight in all of Star Wars. The they swing.
No, the one in the Last Jedi was probably worse.
Which one in the Last Jedi?
Where they were fighting
Snoke's
the red
guards.
dudes.
Oh
Yes,
yeah,
Snoke's guards.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
That one was really bad.
Well, like the problem with this fight is it's just so slow. Like they're swinging their blades like as slow as
That's
humanly possible. Like it makes
Yeah.
no sense why they would like you know something that we should have gotten in the sequel trilogy is really dope lightsaber fights. I mean, the prequels gave us like I don't care what you think about the prequels. We got some really good lightsaber fights from them, and they are entertaining as heck to watch.
Yeah.
So you would think that since the sequels are newer and they have more and they have better filming equipment and editing and all that sort of stuff, wouldn't they have the ability to make better lightsaber fights? Wouldn't they?
Yeah, like they made the sounds way better as well.
Yeah.
Which could have made some really dope stuff.
Huh. Yeah, they
Like
really could have.
I had like the prequels were when the Jedi were at their highest, so
Yeah.
they made the fights better. And there's pretty much no Jedi now,
Huh.
but they still like should have been better.
Dude, can you can you imagine um can you imagine like the freaking dope lightsaber fights we could have gotten with Luke?
That would have been uh Obi-Wan versus Vader. That could have been really dope.
Yeah, yeah. Or yeah, like Luke could have been such a dope communist. Like he really could have. He could have been backflipping, trolling everybody. He should have been like the most powerful person to ever exist, dude. Because that's what he was in the expanded universe.
Right?
But Disney threw all that in the
Yeah.
garbage and gave us a guy who drinks space milk.
Yeah.
um. So, anyways, what happens? Where are we again? Oh, we're on the horrible fight scene. So yeah, so apparently, Kylo Ren actually beats Rey. Like, this is like, what? Because Rey literally beat Kylo
Yeah.
Ren without any training, and now she's been trained, but she loses. Huh? This makes no sense, but okay. But then
Yeah.
Leia calls out to Kylo Ren through the Force, and she dies. To do that, she has to die. It is a horrendous way for a character like that to go out, or at least possibly. I don't know.
Yeah. I was like, I saw someone so we're also gonna bring back some of the characters. So we're gonna have Han and Luke. hang around for a while just because.
Yeah. So Rey, she's apparently super mad and she just stabs Kylo Ren. And then she force heals him. Oh boy, now we get to the stuff that screws up literally every thing in Star Wars. Force healing.
Oh yeah.
Like, why? Oh my gosh. How did Rey learn how to do this? Like, why does this stupid movie not bother to explain anything about how people can just do this stuff now? Why? Like, couldn't the movie at least have been so intelligent? Like, couldn't the movie have at least gone and, shown us uh Rey reading the sacred Jedi text, and finding out how to force heal through that. That would have been some explanation for why she can do this, but no, no, she can just do this now. And
Uh,
all the arguments I've heard defending this are so lazy, are like easily debunkable. I think I'd have to do an entire video about it. We're gonna debunk one of the
yeah.
most notorious one. It's like why couldn't Qui-Gon or Obi-Wan Qui-Gon heal Qui-Gon, and why couldn't Anakin heal his mother? Because they didn't know how. So you're telling me two of the most powerful Jedi in galactic history couldn't figure this out, whereas a person who has had very limited training can? I have no idea what the people writing this script were thinking.
Yeah,
Like,
it's just uh, the I like didn't so Anakin had like the highest midi-chlorian count,
yeah,
which would mean is he could if anyone could do it, it was him, but he couldn't.
yeah, yeah, definitely. Like, why is Ray so OP? Or I mean, like, Mary Sue power at its best, bro.
Yeah.
um. So then Rey gets mad and she leaves the planet. She steals Kylo Ren's fighter and leaves the planet. Kylo Ren then gets up and apparently is visited by a memory of Han Solo. So Han Solo, apparently Han Solo's the memory of Han Solo forgives Kylo Ren, and Kylo Ren throws away his lightsaber to break free of his chains. This is actually one of the only things I like in the movie. There's just
Yeah,
still,
that was better than a lot.
yeah, it's just there's still a lot of problems with this scene. Number one, Han Solo is a memory who is repeating the same lines he repeated in The Force Awakens. How can he forgive Kylo Ren? So, since he's a memory, he can't forgive Kylo Ren. So, therefore, Kylo Ren is just forgiving himself.
Oh yeah,
Yeah. Are there any other problems with this scene?
um he's he's saying different lines,
Yeah.
but
Yeah, I think he said like one or two different lines. I don't know.
well, he's saying that he actually forgives him instead of dying.
Yeah. So that was sad. Okay, so then Rey goes to the planet that Luke cowered away on, and she burns Kylo Ren's TIE fighter, and is throwing a lot of stuff into the fire, and then she takes Luke's light or Anakin's lightsaber and throws it into the fire. But then, what do you know? Jake Skywalker appears and catches the lightsaber.
Yeah.
So this,
He's saying like you should treat it with more respect.
yeah. He's literally the guy who threw his lightsaber over his shoulder. And like this, by the way, is a gigantic screw you moment to Rian Johnson, because like this was so blatantly obvious, like J.J. Abrams trying to fix Luke's character, and he did it by completely humiliating Rian Johnson. It's kind of funny.
Yeah.
But it causes plot holes at the same time, because Force Ghosts can touch stuff now, which makes you wonder why they don't just pick up lightsabers and go kill the whole First Order or Palpatine, you know?
Yeah.
So pretty much Luke talks to Rey, and then what do you freaking know? Leia had a lightsaber all this time, and she just handed it to Luke for safekeeping. And there's a quick flashback of Luke training Leia, and he ends up on his ass. Leia kicks him, and he ends up on his butt. That's pretty much the whole fight. You there?
Yeah.
So, like, Luke fights really clumsily in this fight. He does not fight like a Jedi Master would. And it's like super annoying.
Yeah.
Like seriously, one thing I've noticed in this fight is like like in this trilogy is Luke Skywalker gets beat by literally everybody. Like he got beat by Ben Solo, he got beat by Rey, he got beat by freaking Leia. Who can't beat Luke Skywalker?
Yeah.
It's like like Luke Skywalker was like supposed to be like one of the most powerful Jedi ever, and he just gets beat super ridiculously easily.
Yeah.
So it's like, why? I don't know. Anyways, then comes the scene where Luke raises the X-Wing out of the water. And I know a lot of people like this scene, but when I first saw it in the movie, I flat out started laughing. It was so hilariously bad, cuz like it represented the movie being hilariously bad. And because like the whole movie up to that point had been really terrible, and it had been flat out boring for the most part as well. Um, uh, so when I first saw that, and because like Force Ghost being able to use the Force, and interact with the real world, like do stuff like this and blow up stuff with lightning like Yoda did in The Last Jedi. It just makes it just says something like, isn't it better to be dead in Star Wars than be alive? Like,
Yes.
if you're a Force user, why don't you just be dead? Because like you'll be a Force ghost, and you can just appear wherever you want, and you will be able to do whatever you please. Like, I know they're trying to go for fan service here, but you can't do fan service by killing a crap ton of by killing off so many or I mean by like ruining so much freaking uh stuff that's already been written, dude. It does not work.
Yeah.
Um, so then Ray takes the freaking X-wing to Exegol. Oh, also by the way, Luke actually took a part or like one of the things from the X-wing off and used it as his door. So this kind of begs the question how it's still able to fly, and especially considering
Yeah.
the fact that it was underwater for years. Um, so there's a lot of problems with
Yeah.
this scene.
And it was also underwater before as well.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, yeah. So then she gets to Exegol and she goes and meets Palpatine, and our heroes, the rest of our heroes, also get to Exegol. And they begin to fight the First Order fleet because apparently they have to like destroy some comm tower to be able so the fleet so the first or like the final fleet's orders not no like the final orders fleet can't get out of Exegol. Do you remember that?
I was it because I thought it was because they would shut down all the
Yeah,
or something.
I think it would do something like that too. So then the first order note or like the final order notices this. I'm getting so confused between the first and final orders, dude. This is like so confusing. uh,
It introduced like a new like the first order is basically the Empire 2,
yeah, yeah,
and the final order is basically the first order 2. But they introduced it into in the last movie.
yeah, yeah.
Like what?
I know. Um, it's like it's kind of hard to figure out like who's who in this trilogy. Like legit. Um, Okay, so anyways, the Resistance fleet shows up and begins to fight the Final Order fleet, and so the Final Order just reroutes the freaking power of their ships to their command ship, and Finn knows this right away because of I am quoting the movie, a feeling. Yep, that's how Finn knows.
You cut out.
Oh, so Finn knows where the signal has been rerouted to because of I'm quoting this from from the movie, a feeling. You remember that? Hello?
Oh,
Can you hear me?
you're cutting out a lot.
Oh, I'm gonna rejoin the call real quick. There we go. Can you hear me now?
Yeah. Hello.
Okay. Hello. So anyways, remember when the signal got switched to the Star Destroyer?
Um. Oh yeah.
Yeah, so Finn knows this. He already knows this like right away because of quote. This is literally a quote from the movie. A feeling.
The like the I have a bad feeling about this or whatever. Then it's right.
Yeah, it's like. Do you know like Finn isn't hasn't been trained with the Force at all, and he's somehow like. Okay, I don't know. This whole thing is just written so poorly, dude.
Yeah.
Like, I can't wait till this movie is over. Um, anyways, so then our heroes they decide to land on the First Order ship that has the signal, and they literally this is where the movie begins to act like it's the Hunger Games. they begin riding space horses.
Oh yeah.
Why, might I ask, does the First Order not tilt the ship so the space horses fall off?
Like, and they're like, they don't have. Do they have magnets or whatever?
I if they did, the movie did not say so.
Yeah, that's true. So going off what the movie says, they just stick to ships apparently.
Yeah, yeah, they can just run on ships all they want, and the Final Order is so incompetent that they cannot figure out how to tilt a freaking ship to get all the rebels and their space horses to fall off. That's how
Yeah.
incompetent the First Order is. Um,
That like they had like the Force or who who else had the Force in that Final Order? There's Palpatine, and I don't think there's anyone else. As
I don't think so. Unless you want to include Kylo Ren. But like at this point in the movie, he's been redeemed and he's Ben Solo. So there's just a lot of horrendous problems with this whole movie.
yeah,
Um. Anyways, freaking. So then Rey walks into Palpatine's lair, and he tells her that he's her grandfather, and that she can be Empress Palpatine if she wants to. Um. So then apparently then Ben Solo arrives, and uh like Ben Solo arrives because apparently he had a TIE fighter, or he found another TIE fighter. This part raises a lot of questions itself. Like, where did Ben get this TIE fighter from? Because like when he was redeemed, was he still on the First Order's side, or like, or I mean, like, did he convince the First Order that he was still with them, or um did he like, or was there a Tie Fighter, an existing Tie Fighter on the Death Star? What do you think?
you, you cut up.
Oh, frick. So like, how do you think Kylo
Going
got
on.
that? How do you think Ben got the Tie Fighter to get from the Death Star to Exegol?
Uh,
Cause like, um, he either had to get it from the First Order, or there was already another Tie Fighter on the Death Star. Can you hear me now?
but yep, you're back.
Okay. So like,
Oh, what's going on with the
yeah, I don't know.
stuff right
So
now?
like, how do you think Kylo Ren got the Tie Fighter to get from the Death Star to Exegol?
Hmm, I have no idea. Maybe I was gonna like, is that planet that just got destroyed on? I was the only possible thing I could think of is he repaired that ship that blew up, but it blew up, so
No, no,
that
no.
doesn't
Because
make sense.
remember, Rey had the ship. So like, there's two options here. Like, either Kylo Ren got the First Order to give him a ship, which would cause more plot holes because he's been redeemed and he probably isn't on their side anymore. And or option two would be that there's already a TIE fighter on the Death Star. And this just raises even more questions about, like, how did this TIE fighter survive the explosion and crash and yada, 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 yada. it's like
Yeah.
this is terrible script writing, dude.
Yeah.
So then um Ben Solo uh he comes in and he shoots some of the Knights of Ren, I think. Yeah. Or he shoots some people and
Yeah, and then they trade their lightsabers with the Force or something,
yeah,
or
yeah.
like they.
Yeah, like Rey gives Ben Anakin's lightsaber using force teleportation, and Kylo Ren slaughters the Knights of Ren. Then Kylo Ren enters the throne room with Rey, and Palpatine sucks the life force out of them and heals himself up completely. He then throws Ben down a hole because he's the last living Skywalker, and he himself got thrown down a hole once, and he's mad about that. Um, so then I think
Yeah.
he knocks Rey out or something, and like, oh wait, no. So like, what happens is, remember, like this is the scene in the movie where they go way too insane with the CGI.
Oh
Remember how
yeah.
like, yeah, like remember how like 10,000 ships of the resistance just arrived to fight the First Order.
Yeah, and they're just like, we're here.
Yeah. Also, this leads into another point I remember. Remember the space diarrhea? Remember the space diarrhea? Do you remember the space diarrhea? Bruh. Can you hear me? Hello?
Hello. Hello.
Yeah. Do you remember the space diarrhea from earlier?
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
That.
so this raises the question, how did all the ships get through the space diarrhea? Because there were thousands of
Oh
ships right
yeah.
there. Did they take my
They
advice
flew
and
over it.
yeah,
Yeah.
did they go over it, or and like if they did, why was Kylo Ren not smart enough to do this? Why were the original Resistance people who arrived on Exegol not smart enough to do this? And it's just like, what's happening here? So many plot holes, so many plot holes.
Yeah.
It's sad. Um, so then Palpatine, he notices this, and like this is the film acts like it's Harry Potter or something. He Palpatine goes and uses Force lightning to obliterate, to like
Oh yeah.
deactivate the entire Resistance fleet. Like,
Yeah.
what? That's not how Force lightning works. If you could do this,
Yeah.
why didn't Palpatine like go and do that in Return of the Jedi? Because like he could have just like sent Force lightning through a Star Destroyer's window or something and disabled the entire Rebel fleet, and they never would have had to build a Death Star at all. Like if you just bring one OP Sith Lord around with you everywhere, you're pretty much guaranteed the victory no matter what.
Yeah.
So then Rey apparently is knocked out, and like she hears the she chants her little prayer thing or something, asking the former Jedi of the past to be with her, and the former Jedi of the past, like
Oh yeah.
all the dead Jedi, they talk to her, and they're like, Rey, bring balance to the Force again. Rey, the Force will guide you.
Yeah.
And like the voices you hear are like from Ahsoka, Anakin, Obi-Wan, Yoda, Mace
I
Windu.
know there's Kanan or whatever.
Yeah, Kanan was in there. Illuminara Unduli, and I think and then of course there's Luke at the end. Um And Anakin
Yeah.
says, like, bring back the balance, Rey, just as I once did. Boy, I really hate what this movie is
Yeah.
doing to Anakin. Not okay.
Yeah. And it's like the fan service moment, kind of.
Yeah,
With,
yeah,
with
but like the thing is,
all
everybody,
this stuff.
like, if they were really trying to, like if they were really trying to go, for freaking fan service with Anakin, wouldn't they have brought him in as a Force ghost like literally everybody wanted?
Oh, that's true.
Cause like, why didn't Anakin like they, since apparently Force ghosts can just kill or like can like apparently use Force lightning now and interact with the living world and destroy stuff now. Why doesn't Anakin come in on Exegol, pick up his lightsaber, and stab Palpatine?
Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, like, it would like please pretty much everybody because everybody wanted to see Anakin back and fulfill
I
the.
mean, it would be. They should have set it up. That it would be not a surprise, but like everyone is expecting Rey to bring balance again after Palpatine was back.
Yeah.
Then it's just like Anakin comes back as Force Ghost. But if they all like, they could have done something better than that, like or kept Anakin the Chosen One in that.
Huh. Like at the very least, they could have had Anakin like talk to Ben Solo, his grandson, and like help bring him back to the light. Like that would have been really cool, honestly.
Yeah, that would have been fan service.
Yeah, that would have. Um, but you know what? Nope, we're gonna. Disney doesn't really care what people want, do they? um, so that's actually why
Yeah,
so like that I'm rewriting this horrible script or this horrible
yeah,
movie. I mean, I'm just rewriting the ending, and I guarantee you that the ending will be what people want for the most part. I think I'm gonna try to include some freaking fan service and stuff in it. And don't worry, Anakin will be in it, and I'm not just gonna uh, um, I'm not just gonna go and let Disney get away with having Mary Sue kill Palpatine when Anakin is the chosen one. He should be the one to bring balance to the Force.
yeah,
Um. So, anyways, then Rey finds the power to fight Palpatine, and using just a single lightsaber, or like using her lightsaber, uh, and she's literally just holding it with one hand. She's not even holding it with two, which you would think is the necessary strength to deflect force lightning that Palpatine is using, considering the fact that it just took down a whole fleet of rebel ships. Um, she blocks Palpatine's force lightning with holding the lightsaber with one hand. Um, and this is where the freaking
yeah,
I am all the Jedi line comes from. Cause Palpatine is
yeah,
like, I am all the Sith, and Rey is like, and am all I am all the Jedi. And then she
yeah,
just uses the Force to grab Leia's lightsaber, and apparently two lightsabers is what you need to send Force lightning back at somebody to blow them up. So Palpatine literally blows up. um, it's it look
again.
it looks visual. It actually visually looks horrible, and like it raises the questions like why doesn't Palpatine stop shooting Force lightning, and like why does he blow up? Like why didn't Luke blow up when he got electrocuted? Why didn't Palpatine get blown up in Revenge of the Sith when he got electrocuted? Why didn't Mace Windu get blown up? Why didn't Anakin get blown up?
Yeah,
Why didn't a lot of people get blown up? Um, so pretty much that's pretty sad right there. Then the whole Sith temple thing comes down, and all the spirits of the Sith that are just standing in the crowd, they get destroyed, and Ray Ray uh, uh, Ray dies. Yeah, Ray
Yeah.
dies. Remember that?
Yeah.
Um, so I don't know why Ray died.
But then force healing.
Yeah. So then Ben Solo
Like
climbs out of the hole
he
because,
exhausts it or whatever.
yeah, like Luke.
Probably.
Um, so then Ben Solo climbs out of the hole. Um, and he or climbs out of his hole, and he freaking force heals Ray. Because gosh dang it, Disney just can't let freaking Mary Sue stay dead. um, uh, and then Ben Solo dies. This is possibly the worst part of the whole movie. You just killed the last Skywalker, the last living Skywalker,
Oh
in
yeah.
a movie called The Rise of Skywalker, the very final
Oh
movie
yeah.
in the Skywalker saga. What are you thinking?
Yeah.
So since we're running out of time here, then the rebel fleet beats up the final orders fleet, and they go back home to their planet and celebrate. The rebel there's like a really quick 2-second lesbian kiss at the end, and that is just to go and
Yeah.
satisfy all the SJWs, and it's kind of sad because Star Wars is now just a thing to go and make social justice warriors happy, not because apparently Disney is only trying to appease them and not ordinary people. Um, uh, but then now we need to focus on the Tatooine scene because that's so horrendous, so mocked, so terrible.
Yeah.
um,
Yeah.
so Rey becomes a Skywalker. She buries Luke and Leia's lightsabers, and the ground just swallows them up apparently because she buries them near Luke's old home. Uh, and some old
Oh yeah.
lady comes out and asks her who she is, and she's like Rey, and then the lady is like, Rey who? And then Rey looks off into the distance and sees Luke and Leia's Force Ghost. It's like, why is it only Luke and Leia there? Like, why isn't Anakin with them? Like, why isn't any other Force Ghost with them? Like, wouldn't that be
And
appropriate, especially having Anakin with his two children?
and also, um, Ben Solo.
Yeah, yeah,
With
yeah,
him.
yeah. Yeah, why wasn't Ben Solo's Force Ghost there? Because his body faded away when he died, so
Yeah.
it's like, bruh. Um, so pretty much, Ray then answers, Ray Skywalker, and this is so horrendous. Everybody hates this moment.
Yeah.
And then boom, the movie finally ends, but not before Ray insults insults Episode 4 by looking out at the sunset, trying to have some epic cinematic shot.
Oh yeah.
It is not at all like the shot in Episode 4. The shot in Episode 4 is one of the best shots in cinematic history. Whereas this is just a really garbage shot. Oh well. So anyways, yeah, we finished the movie. Woo! The movie is over. The horrible movie is over. All right. So thoughts on the movie?
Oh.
What are your thoughts on the movie?
They made a bunch of they introduced a lot of stuff, which was a mistake. That made it dragged on. and they couldn't explain everything.
Yeah. Oh, also one thing we haven't mentioned is how terrible the pacing is. Like, dude, the pacing nearly killed me.
There's like a bunch of stuff happening.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like what's your overall rating for this movie? I'm going to give it a 2 out of 10. What's your rating for the movie?
I really low. Um, less than 2 out of 10.
2 out of 10. Yeah, that's the same with me. Um
There's like the fan service thing with the animated characters. That was, I mean, it's cool to see them in an action movie. Yeah.
yeah. And then of course, you could write like an entire essay about how Disney ruined Anakin and his character arc in this. So pretty much, let's review the legacy of Disney Star Wars real quick. The entire every accomplishment that the rebellion had in the original trilogy has been obliterated. The Force Awakens is to blame for that. Han Solo became a deadbeat father. Force Awakens is to thank for that. Um, the Luke became a coward who now tries to kill his own nephew for simply having bad thoughts, even though he's the same guy who saved Darth freaking Vader. Uh, thank the Force Awakens and Last Jedi for that. Um, and then, of course, Anakin's legacy has been absolutely destroyed, and the meaning of him killing Palpatine in Return of the Jedi has been ruined. Cause he only brought balance for like 20 years. Like, that's not significant. Literally nothing was accomplished in those 20 years. And anything that was accomplished in those 20 years was quickly undone. Like by the what like for like 10 years after that. Um, so
Yeah.
it's like, you should with a prophecy that was built up for like thousands of years, you would think that balance in the Force would be restored for at least 1,000 years.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um.
Like significant amount of time.
Yeah. Yeah. Um. Like. All right. Anyways, I've gotta go now. I am going to end the stream now. I hope everybody enjoyed. Thank you all for watching. Please subscribe, and I will be making a full in-depth roast of this movie, going over every part of the movie. It will be well edited, well made, and we will destroy the entire movie. So, have a great day, and I will see you all later.